Announcing the commencement of the first purge.
I want you to change the world, and don't think that this is going to happen peacefully or you can do it alone. We need to kill the rich. You get out there, you use your weapons, and you rip Washington apart. You hunt down the billionaires, the bank bosses, the CEOs, the scumbags, and the liars, the governors, the lobbyists, the senators, because they're all the same, and you hang them.
Just remember all the good the purge does.
Good afternoon, everyone. It's May 20th, 2020. I'm Eric. So, in my previous video earlier this morning, I showed that my videos weren't processing over at BitChute. So I went ahead and deleted 2 videos that I've tried uploading and remained in a state of being processed. And I'm trying to re-upload them again. Now, I don't know if it's because I'm being banned or shadow banned or blocked from uploading into BitChute or not, but or it could be the extra traffic that they're getting as a result of YouTube censoring. So we'll see what happens. But here, I got something very important for you to listen to. Top CDC official will just get rid of all whites in the United States who refuse vax.
The battle is being fought. One family, one physician, one health center. That's why we're doing as well as we are. We're talking about the minority and strategies against the minority. So I have the solution. Every study published in the last 5 years, when you look at vaccine refusers, I'm not talking about, hesitants, most of them we can talk into coming to terms, but refusers. We'll just get rid of all the whites in the United States because Houston is the most diverse city in the entire United States. There's 7 Asian languages spoken in that city. I've been a minority for more than 20 years in the city of Houston. The majority is, we call Hispanic. That is not a race or an ethnicity. That is a political designation. But a lot of them are from Central, South America, Mexico. Guess who wants to get vaccinated the most? Immigrants.
That's what made Donald Trump's comment about bringing disease here so funny. They're at risk when they come here.
Immigrants.
Have better vaccination rates in Mexico.
It is the well-educated, in terms of pieces of paper that they put on their wall, people that have been here a long time, and it's very unfortunate. But I think we need not lose the big picture.
So you heard what she said, right? And she's not kidding. She's not joking. And I told you. Me, along with a dozen others anyway. Listen. White people are the primary target of what's to come. And the reason why this is the case, and believe me, I understand there are many, many stupid fucking white people. I know. Alright? There are many. But the reason why we are the primary target is because we are the ones with the intellectual capability to mount an effective resistance. I'm not saying Latinos and blacks don't have smart people. Obviously, this is not true, okay? But per capita, we got the brain power. We got the firepower. Among other things. And this is why we are the primary targets of this whole thing here going on. And then over here at SHTF Plan, Max Slavo has a good record of being correct, by the way. I've never seen him interviewed. I only read what he writes, and so I don't know anything personally about him, but he's usually pretty close to being totally correct. So, a top American lawyer, and I know all of you know this guy, Alan Dershowitz, has shown just what he thinks of the tax cattle, saying the government has the power to plunge a needle in your arm. According to Comrade Dershowitz, you have no right not to be vaccinated. And by the way, well, let me show you. This is who all this is going to serve. And if you don't think that this is the case, well, we can just look at some of these quotes from the Jewish Talmud. Even the best of Goyim should all be killed. All children of Goyim are animals. Gentiles or goys are not humans, they are beasts. So, now I'm just taking a guess here. Taking a guess and going out on a limb that she would be included in that club right there. And I'm also willing to bet that the people on the stage with them are among the chosen people. We'll call them that. The chosen. These people. I'm willing to bet. I'll bet one of my balls. At least I would guess that probably, if not all of them, at least half of them, at least. Now back to this, Dershowitz. That's why I bring them up, is because he is one of those people. And keep in mind that Dershowitz defended Donald Trump during his Senate impeachment trial. And he says you have no right to decide what goes in your body. That is for the fucking government to decide, not you. You are a slave, and you are to do what you are told. Period. How does that make you feel to know that your president, you know, the one that you supposedly elected, has people like this surrounding him? But this was in a crowdsourced the truth host show, and he's a Harvard professor, Dershowitz here, and he says public safety outweighs any private concerns of U.S. citizens who do not wish to be vaccinated for the coronavirus. And he, in quotes, says, "Let me put it to you very clearly. You have no constitutional right to endanger the public and spread disease, even if you disagree. You have no right not to be vaccinated. You have no right not to wear a mask. You have no right to open up your business. This is your land of the free. In the land of the free, you have no rights that the government doesn't give you, according to Dershowitz." He later says that this is what democracy is all about, meaning that if a majority of the population wants to take your rights and freedom, you have to fucking submit to your slavery. Yeah. Submit, slave. Submit. Democracy has become nothing more than a cruel joke played on people for thousands of years, giving them the illusion of choice. You have no choice. And you thought that you were free before when you could just jump in your car and go to the supermarket or Walmart and buy any product that you wish. Those days are over. Gone. Gone, gone, gone. If that was your idea of freedom, well, you are hopelessly enslaved. You know, I used to worry about looking like an idiot saying what, well, I've been saying for quite some time now. I used to worry about that. But, from where I'm sitting, the idiots are the ones who believe that government is a good thing in any form, including a republic, including a fucking democracy. Government is the problem. So when's it going to be enough, people? When are you going to group up and do what needs to be done? We all know what needs to be done. Everybody, at least in the subconscious, knows what has to be done. And he says, yes, I know the U.S. is supposed to be a republic or a constitutional republic, but anyone with two brains or brain cells to rub together knows it hasn't been for a long time and never will be again. I say we get rid of it completely. No government. None. democracy? Question mark. I want nothing to do with a system which operates on the premise that my rights don't exist simply because I am outnumbered. All right. So, if you refuse to comply with mandatory vaccination, Dershowitz says you will be forced to comply. And if you refuse to be vaccinated, the state has the power to literally take you to a doctor's office and plunge a needle into your arm. I wonder what the outcome of that will be when they do that to somebody. You know, do that to somebody that has a pretty decent amount of weapons hidden somewhere. I wonder how those people are going to react. But they'll be the terrorist, right? The lawyer said that U.S. residents don't have a right to infect others, and if they wish to opt out of vaccination, they could be given an alternative in which people rejecting the state mandate could remain in their homes permanently, so as not to risk infecting others. But to quote Dershowitz, that's what a democracy is about, he says. If the majority of the people agree and support that, for public health measures, you have to be vaccinated. You have to be vaccinated. They should give you an alternative. The alternative is to live in your home, don't get vaccinated, but never leave your home or live in a bubble. But if you want to interact with other people, you cannot become Typhoid Mary. The Constitution doesn't give you the right to spread your illness to other. So, tell me in the comments section, am I wrong? Am I wrong? It certainly looks this way to me. It certainly looks like white people are the number one targets for all of this going on. And probably resistors in general, regardless of race. And something I wanted to point out about this woman's speech here is the immigrants do not want the vaccines. If they get them because they want to be in the country, not because they want the vaccines. There's a big difference. There's a big difference between being forced to do something and wanting that something. And if they want it in the country, well, they're forced to take the vaccines. Pure and simple. Of course, they don't have to come here, right? But at the end of the day, they are here, and they are forced to get vaccines, the legal ones, that is. Not, and of course, if they want to put their kids in American schools, unless they live in certain states, they're forced to do it then. Now, I want to talk to you a little bit here about your heroes. America's finest. You know, the guys that come and save the day. Man. All right. Fearful cops handcuff a 10-year-old girl during traffic stop for officer safety. Because it's all about safety, right? All about safety. Cop claims girlfriend shot herself, but gunshot residue was on his hand, not hers. But the department rules it a suicide. How fucking convenient. Man, I went into the wrong line of work. Trump's new secret watch list allows government to track political and information activists with no warrant. So, let's see what this is all about. All right. You heard what the headline was. Matt Argus, guy that dug up the information and presented it here in this article. According to the ACLU, in September 2007, the Inspector General of the Justice Department reported that the Terrorist Screening Center, the FBI-administered organization that consolidates terrorist watch list information in the United States, had over 700,000 names in its database as of April 2007, and that the list was growing by an average of over 20,000 records per month. According to the most recent numbers, the list size is now approaching 3 million people, many of whom are U.S. citizens. While this list is nefarious for many reasons, namely because it is secret as to how your name gets on it, and the government will never release those names, it is reportedly used to combat terrorism. Yep. People on this list, according to the FBI's Terror Screening Center, have alleged ties to terrorism. Yeah, I'm sure they do. Like the goat farmers sitting over there in Gitmo. You see, I'm not only about my own freedom. I'm about everyone's freedom. I'm not only about the white guy's freedom. I'm about humanity's freedom as a whole. That's what I want for the world. Everyone free. And what you do with that freedom, if you destroy yourselves, well, that's on you. That's on you. See, that's the best thing about freedom, is there's no one to blame but that individual when or if they don't make it for some reason. It's not on the government, because right now our government has blood on its hands like you wouldn't believe, just domestically. Just via these lockdowns. But hey, what do I know? I'm just, poor white trash. Alright, enough of that shit. So, I explained to you a while back how this whole list is put together. And not really, it hasn't really changed except for perhaps some updated hardware other than that, the list is created through quantum computers, or a quantum computer, and all the data about you is fed into this computer, and it decides your threat matrix score. And based on your threat matrix score, that is how you're determined whether you're a threat or not. And I'm just going out on a limb here. I don't know for sure here, but I'm guessing that this list is derived much the same way. So like the FBI's list, this new watch list, dubbed the Transnational Organized Crime Watch List, authorized through a classified Attorney General order and launched in 2017, is expected to grow to well over 1 million names. According to an in-depth Newsweek investigation, if Newsweek actually did an in-depth investigation, it also allows the government to track and monitor Americans without a warrant, even when there is no evidence they're breaking the law. So, Trump gonna put a stop to that? I'm guessing probably not. Probably not. Okay. The criteria to be placed on the new watch list demands that an individual be associated with transnational criminal organizations, including front organizations that are actually foreign government entities. Transnational criminal organizations include not just drug cartels, crime syndicates, and gangs, but also political groups, such as nationalist parties and information activists. Individuals can be watch listed when they are suspected of corruption, money laundering, computer hacking, stock market manipulation, healthcare fraud, even wildlife trafficking. So that should probably include nearly every government official in some way. The idea that belonging to a certain political group or a proponent of information can get you spied on by the state without a warrant should shock the conscience. Okay? Now, this list should also help to expose just how similar Trump is to his predecessor, Barack Obama, when it comes to trampling the rights of Americans and growing the police state. Since Trump took office, the Free Thought Project has been highlighting how a new president doesn't mean that new policies will come, especially when concerning civil liberties. It is a meet the new boss, same as the old boss situation every single time. This is why I strongly urge you to not vote. You know what Alan Dershowitz said in this article here about democracy? Well, it works both ways, doesn't it? If less than 50% of the people refuse to vote, the emperor's nakedness will be obvious. You know what time it is. We know what to do. All we gotta do is just jump in both feet and do it. Until next time, kill the state, live free.